Welcome to this week's episode of A DIY Christmas. In this video, we're going to be showing you how we built this DIY stocking holder stand using our East Denali island leg. This is a super simple project for the holidays that can go together in a very short amount of time. Stay tuned for some tips and tricks and we'll be right back. Before we get started, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the materials that we're going to be using for this project. What we're going to do is use our East Denali island leg part 302159. This is a 35.5-inch island leg. And we're going to flip this upside down and make it look similar to a post. Now we chose this leg because of the bottom and the middle blocks that it has. To hang our stockings, we're going to use these decorative hooks that we found at our local craft store. We're going to put 2 on our middle block. And then here at the top, we're going to use another 2 on the other side. That way we can hang 4 stockings and it's going to look really nice with our decorations for Christmas. Now in order to stand our stocking post up and keep it stable, we're going to use this scrap piece of plywood. This is 1/2-inch thick plywood that I've cut into a 12-inch by 12-inch sheet. So we're going to mount our island leg into the center of this sheet using a couple screws. That way it stays stable wherever we put it. So before we attach our post to our base, we're going to go ahead and add a quick coat of white paint since I want to add some red and green decorations to this. Okay, so now that we have our post as well as our base painted, I'm gonna go ahead and mark out in the center of our base where we need to drill for our post to mount. I'm just gonna measure from each corner and scribe just a faint line right in the middle so that I can see where these 2 are gonna cross over. So this cross point here is where we're gonna drill. We're gonna pre-drill first. I'm gonna put just a scrap block under just so I don't drill into my work surface. And I'm just gonna drill with a bit that's just slightly smaller than my screw. Now our island legs have center marks from the lathe, so we don't need to measure for that. I'm just gonna go on that center mark there. And we're just gonna drill about 1 inch deep. All right, so I'm using an 1.25-inch screw here, so I'm gonna run it through the bottom of my base just to get it started. I'm gonna line it up on my pre-drill and my post, and then we can just run that screw down into that pre-drill hole. So the next step before we're ready to decorate our stocking holder is to go ahead and find where we want to mount our hangers for our stockings. Now these hangers just have 1 hole in them to mount a screw. So I'm going to find the center of these blocks. Now this is a 3.5-inch wide leg, so I just need to measure that center at 1.75 inches. We'll mark that there. Now for the distance from the top of the block, I'm just going to come down 1.5 inches based on the measurements from my hangers. And you can put these hangers anywhere you want to on your leg. If you're using a different style, you can move that around to adjust your preferences. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for this week's project. This is a super fun and easy project. If you're interested in creating something similar, I'll leave a link below to the East Denali island leg, as well as a few other island leg options that may be possible. Be sure to tune in next week for the next episode of A DIY Christmas. And as always, like, subscribe, and leave us a comment if you have any ideas for future builds, and we'll see you next time.